Hello everyone, welcome to a new lecture. In this video we are going to explore a very precious topic, and that is coal. But first, let's look at some statistics. Well, coal is the second source of primary energy in the world. Roughly, it produces 30% of the entire energy that the globe uses. And this is quite big. So imagine if Earth is powered by 100 energy stations, 30 of those energy stations is powered by coal. World has a lot of coal, and the total proved coal reserves in 2014 were about 110 years of global production. So if we keep producing at the same rate that we are producing or that we were producing in 2014, we will have another 110 years of coal. Coal is mostly used for generation of electricity. 40% of the entire global electricity production comes from coal. So you can see how valuable coal is to the energy industry, specifically to the electricity industry. Because without it, 40% of the entire electricity that would produce in the world would not be produced. In 2014, 300 million tons of coal were produced, but it is expected that in 2019, this figure will reach 9 billion tons. Concerning production, China has the greatest coal production in the world. It produced about 3.5 million tons. And then after that comes US and then India. So I hope by now you have an idea about coal and how important it is for the energy industry in the world. But I bet by now you have the question of, what is coal? Well, coal is a chemical sedimentary rock that is the end product of plants buried millions of years ago. So millions of years ago we had continents of plants. When these plants died and then they were buried and pressurized, then heated, they produced coal. We have three types of coal. We have lignite, which is a soft brown coal. We have bituminous, that is a soft black coal. And we have anthracite, that is a hard black coal. Anthracite is your ideal coal that you want to produce or you want to get because it gives the maximum energy coal can give. Then it comes bituminous, then lignite. The reason lignite is soft is because it has a lot of porous media and it contains water. When lignite gets pressurized, it loses the water, therefore it loses the softness. And then when bituminous gets heat and then more pressure, it becomes anthracite. So let's look at the diagram that explains these steps in more detail. Your ideal environment for creating coal is a swamp, because in swamps you have all the ingredients that you need to create a pit. So in swamps you have plants, you have dead leaves, you have dead stems, you have all the raw material that you need. When these plants and dead raw materials get buried in water, they get preserved because swamps has a very low rate of oxygen. When there is low rate of oxygen, decomposition of organic matter don't happen. Therefore, the plants and stems and dead material get preserved. And then they create a black mixture that is called a pit. When pit gets buried, it creates lignite. Lignite is pit that is buried. Lignite, as I mentioned, is a soft brown coal, and it is soft because it has water and porous media. As I show in the picture, you can see pit has been buried and then it turns to lignite with porous space and water. When lignite gets pressurized, it turns to bituminous. Bituminous is coal that is harder than lignite and darker. The reason it's harder is because due to the pressure, it loses most of the water and most of the porous space. When bituminous gets more pressure and then heated, it turns to anthracite. Anthracite is the ideal coal that you want to get because it doesn't have water, or it has very little amount of water, and it has very little amount of porous space. This makes it an ideal coal to produce. So this is the diagram of creating coal or anthracite. First you have dead material, plants and everything get buried, or creating a pit and then getting buried. The reason they create a pit is because swamps has very low oxygen, and this preserves the plants to be decomposed. When pit get buried, it creates lignite. That is a brown material that has a lot of porous space and water. When lignite get pressurized due to pressure on top, it creates bituminous. Bituminous doesn't have a lot of water and porous space. When bituminous get more pressure and then heated, it creates anthracite, which is your ideal coal. So this is the whole diagram of how nature creates coal. And this explanation that I just made in 2 minutes happens over millions of years. So to recap the whole lecture,